When we met Osman, we really didn't interview too many other people because we were quite satisfied working with him because he was willing to be flexible and had ideas that could be very complementary to our own ideas. And he was able to take an existing piece of furniture and work it into the wall.
Our first impression was very positive. It was fun to work with him. It was interesting to have conversations about what we wanted and then to have him chime in with ideas. But we put him through a little test that Rich will tell you.
Yeah, it was good working with Osmond, and we did put him through a test, which was to basically work with me in installing a standard set of not bookshelves, but standard set of cupboards. And so he passed the test with flying colors. Osman was working with a small crew. He had one individual that he was working with, and they were very respectful of the property, very tidy and cleaning up after themselves, and we were quite satisfied with that.
Okay. The other piece that was significant there was that Rich wanted to be a part of things. This wasn't just Osman, you go do this. This was Rich wanting to be a part of the planning and some of the execution, and Osman had room for that. He was willing to work with Rich as much as Rich wanted, which was satisfying, I think, to both sides.
We had a special situation that we felt like Osman could probably deal with very well, given what we knew about him, and that was to take a radon pipe, which was exposed in the room, and build a piece of furniture around it. And he was quite adept at coming up with ideas as to how to do that and how to make the piece of furniture match the bookcase in the same space.
Well, one thing I remember was actually that original credenza that is built into the bookcase back there was done by another contractor many years ago. And he also was a very skilled person, but having him around the house was a whole different story. He was very condescending, he was unpleasant to me, he was great with Rich. And Osman was just not the reverse, but Osman was pleasant to have around. He was respectful of me, of Rich. We engaged in very interesting conversations. So it was a very different atmosphere having Osman in the house. He was welcome to come and hang out if he had time.
Yeah, Osman is different. You're not just interviewing him, he's definitely interviewing you, and he wants to make sure that your project is something of interest, something that he can be passionate about, because that's important to him, and it's going to motivate him and elevate him to produce his best work. So it's very important, I think, to work closely with Osman, and we were very pleased with being able to find him.
He also likes a challenge.
Yeah.
When we said we have a problem with this pipe, it's sitting out there in the room and it's got to get hidden, you could just see his eyes light up. It's like, problem? Pipe? Oh, this will be good. And we gave him one other problem that he solved very, very well. We again had an old bookcase that we wanted to have repurposed, and we wanted the end result to be bookshelves that we were actually going to use as wine storage sunk into a wall with an open shelving system. And he said, yeah, I can use that bookcase. I can make those into shelves that you can use for wine. And then once the project got going, about halfway into the wall, he ran into a brick wall and sized it up, and we gave it some more thought and decided that it could stick out a few inches and look just terrific, which it does. So again, a problem and a problem solved very gracefully.